45-year-old Roberto Hercules was arrested on Friday for allegedly attacking a woman while naked with a machete. The incident occurred at around 6:30 a.m. on the 11th of October, located at Northwest 74th Street and South River Drive in Medley, Florida. The woman was riding a bike when Roberto approached her wearing nothing apart from a cowboy hat and had his nails painted. He asked the woman for a crack pipe, and when she said she didn't have one, he pulled out a machete and began to attack her. The woman got off her bike and ran away, while Roberto chased after her and struck her multiple times with the weapon on her head and arm. Roberto eventually fled the area on foot. The victim was transported to the hospital and was admitted to the intensive care unit suffering from a fractured skull, a small brain bleed, a broken left arm, and a laceration to her left hand. The authorities learnt that the sufferer came from a homeless camp along the Florida East Coast Railway line, and the area was searched for the weapon, which was located. On Friday the 14th of October, Roberto was found sleeping in a tent adjacent to a group of businesses in West 10th Court in Hialeah. He was still naked, laying next to two cowboy hats hiding amongst trees. When officers announced their presence, Roberto yelled that he wanted to be shot by police as they approached him, but he eventually complied. The victim was reportedly able to identify Roberto in a photo lineup from a hospital bed. Roberto is a native of El Salvador. He's charged with attempted murder and aggravated battery with a weapon. He's held without bond at the Miami-Dade County Jail, where he also has an immigration hold. The investigation into the matter continues. A Texas mother has been charged with capital murder after she allegedly slashed her 5-year-old daughter's throat and strangled her to death. At around noon on Sunday the 16th of October, 37-year-old Melissa Town entered an emergency room in a Tomball, Texas hospital and asked medical staff for a wheelchair for her 5-year-old daughter Nicole because her body was hurting. A nurse went out to Melissa's Jeep Cherokee and found a little girl on the passenger side of the floor, partially wrapped in plastic inside a laundry mesh bag, covered with a blanket. She had a laceration to her neck and bruising around her neck, eyes and mouth. A doctor arrived and pronounced the girl dead at the scene. When officers arrived, Melissa told them that she made a conscious decision to kill her daughter at Spring Creek Park because she needed to end the child's life. Deputies conducted a pat-down for weapons and found a knife in Melissa's pocket. Deputies went to the park to try and identify a homicide scene, while detectives took Melissa into custody and questioned her. Melissa said she drove her vehicle with her daughter inside the park to a remote area close to a ravine. As they exited the vehicle, she grabbed a bag containing a laundry mesh bag, trash bag and a knife. As they walked further into the woods, she made the little girl kneel. She pulled her hair back and sliced the girl's throat. The girl, however, began to scream and fight. When Melissa realized the knife didn't kill her, she struggled to strangle her for the next 30 to 45 minutes. The girl yelled, "I've been good," when Melissa replied, "Stop fighting it." She then sat on top of her daughter and used the girl's hand to cover her mouth and placed a trash bag over the girl's head until she died. She then placed her body inside the laundry mesh bag to carry back to her vehicle before taking her to the hospital to dispose of her body. She told detectives that she wanted to end the girl's life because she was evil and didn't want to deal with her anymore. Melissa is in custody at the Harris County Jail and a bond has been set at $15 million. The authorities said they weren't able to find any signs of a crime scene at the park. It's been revealed that Melissa is not the custodial parent of Nicole. The authorities said that Child Protective Services is investigating this tragic death along with law enforcement. The child's mother, Melissa, does have a prior history with Child Protective Services, but specific details of the Child Protective Services are confidential according to law. Melissa has 3 additional children ranging in age from 2 years old to 18 years old who are safe and have been living with other family members. The family of Nicole's father, James Bradshaw Jr., issued this statement. "We are devastated and in complete shock over the loss of Nicole. I never thought such a tragic event would happen to such an innocent child. She always holds a special place in our hearts. We will always remember her as the sweetest little girl who never met a stranger. She was so full of life and giggles, and her bright blue eyes shine so full of curiosity. We're hoping and praying justice will be served, and the heartless monster who took our sweet child away from us pay for the innocent life she took." One of Melissa's old neighbours said he had called the police on her several times. "We always knew she had mental issues," Ellen Farr said. "She would have arguments with my mailbox for no reason." Ellen added that he had to put up security cameras because of Melissa. One time she was beating up on her car, he said. "I didn't realise it was hers. She was hitting it with a baseball bat," he said. 22-year-old Zachary Curtis Ball is behind bars and is accused of fatally shooting his 42-year-old mother-in-law, Lamanda Lynn Vance. And just before 8:30 p.m. on the 15th of October, the authorities responded to Huffman Branch Road in Peck's Mill, West Virginia, on reports of an active shooter. When officers arrived at the residence, they found Lamanda laying on the porch dead, with an apparent gunshot wound to the head. A deputy spoke to a witness who said the suspect shooter had run across the street towards a set of railroad tracks. Deputies later found Zachary hiding in a culvert, not far from where the shooting happened, and he was arrested without incident. The deputy could detect alcohol coming from the defendant, and the suspect kept saying that he had messed up and shot her. Officers spent much of the following day combing the area with a metal detector in an attempt to locate the murder weapon. The authorities said they did find a magazine clip, saying it was extremely difficult to find, as it was black in colour and was hidden in the foliage. Deputies say the motive is unclear and are describing it as a domestic situation that went south. Zachary is held at the Southwestern Regional Jail and is charged with murder.